Out with the old and in with the delicious.
Because of the Hardball Bowl, we started asking you on Twitter about famous ACC brothers and sisters. We wanted to know who you could think of going back over 60 years in the ACC. But then something happened. On Twitter, we started seeing the hashtag ACC siblings. And before we knew it, tweets were flying all around, all about ACC tweets, about ACC siblings. We've got to tell you about the real ones and the fake ones fans were coming up with. That's on the ACC Live Trending Show. It starts right now. I'm Jeff Fischel, and as you saw with me every Tuesday on the Trending Show, it's Kelly Nash, K-Nash Sports, as she's known on Twitter.
Hey guys.
So we're talking about the siblings, and of course, you know about siblings. I have two brothers, you have two sisters.
I do.
We know the battles that go into being siblings.
Endless.
You guys fought over
television
shows you wanted to see.
Saved by the Bell, and they were 10 years younger. Barney, Sesame
So
Street.
it wasn't a battle over Slater or Zach. It was a battle over Slater
It really
or
was,
Big
though.
Bird.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Both.
So Tuesdays we talk about the stories ACC fans are talking about. Today it's the siblings because of the Harbaugh brothers in the Super Bowl. We talked about who is the best siblings you've seen in the ACC. We also asked you about who are the first brothers ever to go against each other in an ACC basketball game. So tweet us your answers to that question. Do you know who the first brothers were to go against each other in an ACC basketball game? Yeah. And let us know which siblings you think of when you start talking about the ACC. Now, like I said, we started seeing this hashtag ACC siblings pop up, right? And then it's from the guys, I think ACC Sports started it. Yeah. And then Sean Kress chimed in. And this is where things start. I think this is what started things getting a little crazy. Roy and Gary Williams.
It could happen.
Both won national titles. And there they are. The resemblance is striking.
The little brother Roy.
But you've seen others, right? So, some of these other
I got a funny
siblings
one.
tweets.
Philip and Austin Rivers.
Yeah, not related.
No, but they both had that late game mojo.
So much more of those coming up, the fake sibling tweets. And yes, we will talk about real brothers and sisters that have been in the ACC. But now it's time for the stories that are really we're buzzing about in the ACC. It's the buzz. And the ACC in the rankings, Duke is #1 in the country again. Remember, they fell to 3rd last week after the loss to NC State, but they're back on top again after Louisville and Indiana lost. NC State drops from 14 to 18, punishment for that last-second loss to Maryland. And Kelly, I've been begging, put Miami in the rankings, and finally.
Their RPI is ridiculous.
It is.
It's amazing.
And they're number 25 by a hair.
One vote, right?
One vote, that's right. They barely made the rankings, one vote ahead of Marquette. Now, you said fans in Miami are getting fired up about this game tomorrow night against Duke.
I don't know if you've ever been to Coral Gables or not, but it's nothing like Krzyzewskiville.
It's a little more low-key.
It is, but students are trying to create a Larrañaga's lawn today, staking out for
games. As opposed to Krzyzewskiville.
They are, yeah.
Well, I truly think this will be the crowd like you've never seen at a Miami Hurricanes basketball game.
It really will be.
All right, so that's the Canes. We're talking more about them coming up. Also, on the buzz, I know you were all watching J.R. Reed and I yesterday at noon. Oh, you weren't. You were watching the inauguration? Okay. The inauguration is trending. So the big question, Kelly.
Okay.
The red dress last night or 4 years ago, the white gown for Michelle Obama. Both stunning.
Both stunning.
Yes.
You know I'm partial to red, though. I've got to go red dress. She
Bright
looks
colors.
She can rock
she deserves
anything,
to be the
though.
center of attention. It's true.
Even bangs.
I'm a married man, but I can acknowledge Michelle Obama is a very attractive woman. The other thing, of course, is when you get an Obama presidency, you see all the stars. I mean, it was Jay-Z and Beyonce singing the national anthem, Jennifer Hudson, Jamie Foxx. It was crazy.
Looked like LA out there.
Also buzzing. We talked about the Harbaugh Bowl, or if you're really in a hurry and just don't have time for 3 syllables, the Harbowl.
Harbowl.
Jim versus John.
I heard Super Bowl too. Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. We have 2 weeks of this. We're going to know their favorite cereal when they were kids, who was potty trained faster.
And they're only texting right now. They're refusing to call each other on the phone. Just text.
I guess you have to be that intense to lead a team to a Super Bowl.
Really intense.
But that's what got us thinking, when have brothers gone against each other in the ACC? Now, let's flash back to 2009, January 31st. There you go, Georgia Tech versus Wake Forest. The Yellow Jackets had senior Alade Aminu. Demon Deacons had freshman Al-Farouq Aminu. They both had great games. Alade 10 points, 13 boards, a career-high 6 blocks. Al-Farouq led Wake with 17 points, 11 boards, and 5 steals. The Yellow Jackets upset the Demon Deacons 76-74. So that was a great game and also a great show for fans of the ACC, seeing two brothers go head-to-head, and they both were great. But that was not the first time brothers played against each other in an ACC basketball game. Can you name the brothers who did it the first time? Kelly?
I cannot.
I truly had no idea
until
someone told me the answer and told me we were asking this as a trivia question. But send your guesses in to the ACC DN. So far, we have not gotten a correct answer, but I will pay this off at the end of the show for you. We will tell you who's done it. It's time now for other stories making headlines in the conference. Here's what's happening in the ACC now. They were the second brothers, but look at ACC now. Carlos Rodon and Trey Turner named All-Americans by Perfect Game. First-team All-Americans, hard to argue. They've both been fantastic this season, last season as freshmen, and they're back now making NC State one of the top teams in the country going into this season. Last night, women's hoops, UConn defeated Duke 79-49. You know what? This game was close at half, and then UConn just ran away with it in the second half. It's Duke's first loss of the season. They're 16-1. Women's hoops action is live Friday night here on the ACC Digital Network. Georgia Tech visits number 22 Florida State. Tip-off 7 o'clock. Watch the entire game. It streams live right here on the ACC DN. And two bonuses. One, well, I don't know if this is a bonus, but I'll be doing the play-by-play. The other is definitely a bonus because I'll be down in Tallahassee. It means Kelly Nash will be hosting ACC Live on Friday.
Yeah, baby.
There you go. By the way, the weekly menu right here on the ACC. Here's the full schedule. Tonight, NC State and Wake Forest, and Boston College and Maryland. Tomorrow, we've been talking about the big one, Duke and Miami, plus Georgia Tech and North Carolina, and Player of the Week, Reggie Bullock. All of a sudden, no one wants to mess with the Tar Heels. Thursday, Clemson, Florida State, and the battle for the state of Virginia, the Hokies and the Hoos. So with the big game between Coach K and Coach L tomorrow night, someone on our team decided this was an important question for the universe. Here it is. What should Miami residents be more concerned about? Courtney and Kim in Miami? That's right, they took Miami. Or the Duke Blue Devils coming to town.
Wow, pretty confident there, Hurricane.
That's someone who's saying, hey, the Hurricanes are
pretty bold.
basically what we're saying. The Hurricanes are going to win. So that was one of our cleverer questions. Cleverer. We've discovered Kim. By the way, we discovered Kim's still married to Chris Humphries.
She is.
They were married.
He's not
we
letting
thought
it
they were
go.
only married for like 72 days before things fell apart, but now it's months later.
Oh no, it's going to be war.
Why do we follow that family?
Nobody knows.
Follow us on Twitter at the ACCDN. I have my own reality show, by the way. I think the Curry family would be much better. You've got Dell, former NBA star.
That's right.
You can see his wife, Steph,
Stunning
and
Mrs.
Seth.
Curry. Oh,
That would be a reality show right there that I would actually watch.
Pitch it.
All right. That's perhaps on the ACCDN some point down the road. Coming up, more on the siblings, including all the Plumleys who went to Duke. There's some of the famous siblings. More
Nice.
coming up.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
What's better, bigger or smaller?
Bigger!
So which would you rather have, a big treehouse or a small treehouse?
If it's big enough, you can have a disco. Oh, yeah.
Why do you not want a smaller treehouse?
Because it wouldn't be able to fit a flat screen TV, and then the TV would be about this big, and you would have to hold the wire. In the position you would hold the wire, you wouldn't be able to see the TV.
That's a pain in the buns.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
The ACC Digital Network, the ultimate video destination for ACC fans. Exclusive highlights, live streaming games, and original live programming, unique access to the student athletes of our time and the legendary voices of all time. Defining moments, personal stories, incredible analysis from authentic ACC sources, cutting-edge content from the leaders in the digital space. The ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Good afternoon, Chase Sapphire. This is Stacy from Springfield.
Oh,
Hello?
yes, I didn't realize you'd be talking to an actual person.
You don't need to press 0. I'm here.
Reach a person, not a prompt, whenever you call Chase Sapphire.
Time now for today's Ruby Tuesday menu. NC State visits Wake Forest. The Wolfpack got a tough win Sunday night against Clemson. Sure, NC State fans might expect an easier night of work, but you can see this team getting tougher. Now they just need to consistently mix the toughness and that offensive explosiveness. Also tonight, Boston College and Maryland. BC's lost 3 conference games by a total of 9 points. They're on the cusp of being a factor in the ACC, I would say. It's been an up-and-down season for the Terps. They beat NC State and then built a 22-point lead. The Tar Heels did Saturday and cruised to an easy win. Welcome to ACC Live. It's Tuesday. That means we're following what's trending. I'm Jeff Fischel. As always with me on Tuesday, it's Kelly Nash, K Nash Sports. You know, we've been talking about siblings, tweeting about ACC siblings. We've talked and real and fake ones. I can't even remember which ones we've talked about already, but I saw Aaron, Ron, and Seth Curry, not at all related.
No. A lot of brothers from different mothers, I think is what we're saying.
Brothers from different mothers, exactly. But we asked the real question: can you name the first set of real brothers to play against each other in an ACC game? Tweet us at the ACCDN if you know the answer. We have not gotten it yet.
No.
At the end of the show, we will tell people who were those brothers. I'll give you a hint. It was in the 60s, as I recall correctly, but that's about as much as I can tell you. Answer again. Coming up in a few minutes. Now, what about brothers who have played not against each other, but as teammates? There have been some great combos, I would say, like identical twins, Rondé and Tiki Barber at Virginia, right? They started together. Rondé, a defensive back, Tiki, the running back. Tiki played his entire NFL career with the Giants before retiring. Rondé, the ball hawk, has played 16 seasons with the Buccaneers, still going strong.
He's in the 2020 club, too.
That's right. How about the reigning National League Most Valuable Player, Buster Posey? The best player in college baseball his final year at Florida State. That year, his brother Jack Posey was a teammate, and Jack was a pitcher and an infielder for the Noles. Tommy John surgery kind of did him in. And in basketball, 2 of the famous Barry brothers went to Georgia Tech. First John, then Drew, who's a friend of the show.
That's
John,
right.
first-round draft pick. And then Drew set a school record for a career assist at Georgia Tech, and he made arguably the best backcourt in the country. I remember Drew Barry, Stephon Marbury, they were the most fun to watch of any backcourt in the country in those days, 95, 96, right around then. All right, so some of you actually did contribute some real brother combos. Kelly, what did we hear from people on Twitter?
So Todd Few tweeted Rondé and Tiki Barber, of course, and Michael Dean and Fridge Perry. You know, that's my personal favorite.
It's a good call. And Clemson, so it's obviously the X factor for Kelly.
Absolutely. And the funny part about that is Michael Dean actually had the better career at Clemson.
Fridge was just the better running back from 1 yard out in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And so those are real brothers. But then we started getting this ACC sibling hashtag popped up on Twitter, and people started giving us some fake ones. Like Brett Gelman wrote in, Steve and AJ Francis.
I love it.
Now they're both Terps, and the great thing is, now Steve Francis was known as the franchise.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I mean, Steve Francis, this quick.
And so is AJ the franchise.
AJ Francis, his Twitter handle is the franchise. Now, Steve Francis was a super quick guard.
Oh boy.
Meanwhile, AJ Francis is like 300 pounds. You know. And by the way, AJ's working out right now, getting ready for the NFL draft.
Okay.
Good luck to him. We talked to AJ during the football season. Wish him all the best getting ready for the April draft.
Where's Steve? Is he still in China playing ball?
Who else? What
CBA?
other? It could be. What other brothers are we hearing from, or not related brothers?
Ready for this one?
I'm not sure.
Dustin and Nuke Hopkins.
That's
Josh Goodson set that one in.
They're striking. The similarities are striking.
Beautiful.
Now the cool thing is these are 2 of the best football players in the ACC this season.
They both hold a lot of records.
I would say Nuke will be one of the first wide receivers taken in the draft. Dustin Hopkins will be the first kicker. Kickers don't typically go very high in the NFL draft, but Dustin Hopkins, the all-time greatest kicker in NCAA history, you would expect a team will actually take him.
Oh,
and,
you know it.
and
Golden Boot.
Yeah, he will have a long NFL career. Now, again, this all started because the guys at ACC Sports saw we were asking about famous brothers who played or sisters who played in the ACC, and it just took on a life of its own.
Left field.
Yeah, exactly. Not related at all. No, Dustin Hopkins and Nuke Hopkins, not related. All right, the rest of this week on ACC Live. Tomorrow, it's Access, my interview with Jim Larrañaga. Tomorrow night, Coach L and the Canes host the Duke Blue Devils, so I talked to him before the big game. Thursday, throwback with Duke and Maryland playing this weekend. We look back on the Miracle Minute, the 60 seconds that made Jason Williams a legend. And Friday, tip-off, preview of the weekend's games. And again, that's Kelly Nash hosting. You got JR here, right?
Bring it.
JR Reed here. I know he's looking forward to that already. So this week, by the way, I want to mention this. It's Sportsmanship Week in the ACC. Players shake hands before every game. That's a good thing we're seeing from the conference. And by the way, before we go, the last thing, the answer to our trivia question. The question was, who were the first brothers to play against each other in an ACC basketball game? And the only reason I know the answer is because it's on teleprompter right here. January 3rd, 1969, Wake Forest Jerry Montgomery went against his brother Maryland's Roger Montgomery. The Demon Deacons won that one. There you go.
That's a throwback.
That, again, as a huge hoops fan my entire life, I never would
knew
have
that.
known. So that's ACC Live. Remember, as I said, tomorrow, Coach Larinaga talks about the battle against Duke. His team, it's now top 5 in the RPI and finally ranked in the top 25. Tweet us at the ACCDN. Follow us, the hashtag ACC Live. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.